Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Steward Zhuo. Kuei Lang shouted. Zhuo Fan waved him off. The two elders pondered as smugness festered on their faces. Well, he is the top dog of the elite labor office. Getting him on his knees will crush the labor office. This was way better than making Kuei Lang's group blow out. Here we are racking our heads on how to make the punk submit, yet he does it of his own free will. Brilliant. Serves you right for messing with fire. The two elders laughed and nodded. As long as you go all the way, sure. Now say that the labor office will never mess with the inner sect and elite area again and we'll call it even. Sure, just don't regret it. There are many elders and venerables present. Zhuo Fan clapped back. The two elders nodded like winners. Of course, we are prideful elders who will never pick on laborers. I knew I could trust the elders' sincerity. Zhuo Fan switched tunes right then and there. His face took on a heavy look, like kowtowing was an ordeal. Kuei Lang's side knew he was trapped in this humiliating scene but still shouted. Steward Zhuo, I'll do it for you. Sir is the head of the labor office. You can't lower yourself. What will it make of the rest of us? No, let me. Steward Zhuo saved me and the least I can do is take Steward Zhuo's shame for myself. No, me. You've looked over you. For so long. Yu Ling, why is a woman fighting me over this? I'll do it. All of them were fighting to take Zhuo Fan's shame. The two elders were sullen though, to find that Zhuo Fan was seen in such high regard after only managing elite labor office for a short amount of time. He could even make these proud talents fight over who was to take this burden. Inner sect lost against him in this regard. They only know how to kiss ass. This place must not survive any longer. The elders shouted, quiet, will you? This is Zhuo Fan's matter and he must take responsibility for it. I will not rest until I see him banging his head 3 times. The others shook and their hearts sank. They figured out these two were out to get Zhuo Fan by all means necessary. They couldn't care less for some disciples. Zhuo Fan shrugged, see how much the elders care about me. Now don't fight anymore since I am the one to blame here. Zhuo Fan let a snicker slip out as he watched the audience before stopping on the elders with an apologetic smile. Elders, I deeply regret my actions and ask for your forgiveness. To show my deep sincerity, I've prepared a gift and then I shall kowtow. I never knew such a masochistic and spineless fool existed. Wasn't it our 2 brats who challenged the labor office? How did it turn out in our favor? But if he insists on a gift, we can't just let his sincerity go to waste. That would be bad manners. The elders snickered. Zhuo Fan's hand shone and revealed 5 boxes. 3 he gave to the fiends and bowed, I hope this will help atone the harm that came to your disciples. We all know who's to blame here, so why must you debase yourself so much? 3 fiends of hell shook their heads and Fiend Yang spoke, this gift is your promise to us, but we understand more than everyone. You don't have to apologize, because you represent the entire elite labor office. I shall bear that in mind. Zhuo Fan bowed. Ka. 3 fiends of hell looked at the glorious light spilling out from the boxes, taking in the thick spiritual energy and their eyes bugged out in shock. Everyone else cried, 9th grade demonic treasures. 9th grade demonic treasure? The 2 elders' eyes twitched with greed and hope. The dazzling light show coming from the boxes blinded them. They had heard how the elite labor office was filthy rich, but seeing was believing. This kid took out 3 9th grade demonic treasures, and by the looks of it, they are top quality. The fiends traced the baubles in their hands, astounded. The elders' hearts skipped a beat and they turned to Zhuo Fan's last 2 boxes. The brat can fake kowtowing if it means getting our hands on such priceless demonic treasures. It's all worth it. Zhuo Fan snorted inside and tapped the boxes. The 2 elders were dying to know what's inside those boxes by now. They just had to have those shiny and marvelous trinkets. Yet Zhuo Fan milked the suspense for all it's worth, until they couldn't even sit straight. Only then did he say, "Elders, I will ask you one last time. If I kowtow and apologize, will you leave this matter be? As elders of the sect, our word is gold. Now hurry up with the gifts." Second elder didn't do well with patience. Seventh elder's eyes never left the boxes, his brain on the fritz. Zhuo Fan grinned and offered the boxes. "Then if you would please honor me, elders." Ka. The two were already eager to open them, but what they saw stopped them in their tracks. Everyone was curious too, while Zhuo Fan shed his humble smile to replace it with a more sinister expression to match the mood. What treasures could have them so lost for words? Fiend Yang asked. Peering over those boxes had him shocked as well. Now that baffled the audience even more. Just what divine items are those boxes carrying? Fiend Yang stammered, "Heads. Qi Feng and Yujuan's heads." Say what? Everyone was floored. Everyone knew those two elites, yet here their heads were served in neat little boxes for their respective grandpas. Is he suicidal? They turned a stiff gaze towards Zhuo Fan, whose savagery was laid bare. He did it on purpose. He is a lunatic and psychotic to taunt the elders so much. And to think we took him for a wimp before, when in fact he has the biggest testicular fortitude of all. Well, elders? Is my gift to your liking? Zhuo Fan drove it in, like he had done them a favor. Zhuo Fan. The elders howled like wraiths, their eyes were bloodshot and they exploded with power. The fancy decorations and gourmet food around them was pulverized. Gue, whose side cried out as they were blown away. Venerable Bai and Qi rushed over to Zhuo Fan's side to shield him while giving him stunned looks. What's wrong with this kid? When he acts, he shakes the world. Just now they were thinking he was some poor sap, so puny they felt like beating him themselves. Though that persona was shed in an instant when he slaughtered others' kin. No elder or venerable of the sect would resort to this madness while he did it in passing. Just what is going on in that head of his? Everyone lost all contempt for Zhuo Fan, and their hearts were now filled with fear. He's deranged, the worst enemy to have. Now, don't tell me the elders find my gift short. Zhuo Fan scratched his nose as he smiled, after I poured my heart and soul into it. Even went to great lengths for the elders to be able to hug their grandchildren. Or I'd have thrown those heads to the dogs. You. The elders roared, exploding with bloodthirst and desire for revenge. Fiend Yang intervened before things got more dangerous. Now hold on, we must first get to the bottom of it. He began, Zhuo Fan, tell me the truth, did you kill them? But they were in the elite area. Yep, what else did you think this apology banquet was for anyway? Zhuo Fan chuckled, I went to the elite area bright and early, snatched a couple of heads, then rushed back here. That's why I had to apologize to you, venerables. Forgive me for making a scene in your area. But since you've forgiven me, all is good. The second reason was to apologize to the elders. Sorry, I wasted your kin, though I do hope you can look past this. You meant to apologize for this. Fiend Yang cried. Everyone was in shock. You mean to tell me Steward Zhuo ran late to the banquet because he was rampaging in the elite area? And he made it just in time to apologize, I mean taunt. Freaking crazy. None could believe their ears that a laborer would go so far. Zhuo Fan smiled at Fiend Yang. Venerable, why ask when you know already? Didn't these brats cause a scene at the labor office? It was not our fault, so why would we apologize for it? I held this banquet for the sole reason to apologize to everyone. Haven't I been clear enough already? I'm embarrassed that I had to harm your disciples. But I thought you meant Tai Ying broke Yujuan's hand. Fiend Yang was dumbfounded. Zhuo Fan snickered, did I do that? I've personally come here to apologize, but since you said there's no need for it, the elite area matter is now closed. Don't tell me you're going back on your word, not with so many elders and venerables around. The fiends' faces twitched and they looked at each other with dumb looks, thinking how they had played right into his hand. This brat challenged their elite area and killed their wards, yet now they've accepted his apology with smiles on their faces and a few trinkets in their pockets. What about them? What apology did you have in mind for them? Fiend Yang grumbled at Kuei Lang's gang. Zhuo Fan lied on the spot, they're guilty of being weak. The only reason these brats could make a scene was because they weren't strong enough to stop them. But like I said, their fault is small while I'm the true criminal here. Don't you listen? Cut the crap. Second elder blew a gasket. You had planned for this all along, mixing both of them to gloss over your actions. Do you think your ridiculous excuse is gonna fly after murdering in broad daylight? I'll have your head for this. Oh, but you did promise that you'll let this slide with a few bumps on the floor. As if. I'll have you torn limb from limb for what you've done. Second elder roared and the seventh elder growled as their power exploded. Venerable Bai and Qi were on guard, but Zhuo Fan merely shrugged, couldn't be better. Now I don't have to kneel. Insidious rotten bastard, die.